Hello guys, it's me, Mr. Spencer. Welcome to this English lesson for today, where as you can see by the data learning objective, we are looking at being able to use fronted adverbials, okay? It is something that we have looked at this year and I'm sure lots of us are absolutely fantastic at doing. We're just having a quick recap today just to make sure that we know how to write them, what they look like, how to spot them, and how to apply them into our writing, okay? So as you can see here, we've got a short explanation of what a fronted adverbial is, okay, and some things to know when you are trying to write them or explain them to somebody. So a fronted adverbial is a phrase or clause that describes where, when, or how something is done. Okay, those are your three sort of main types as to what a fronted adverbial will do within a sentence. It always comes at the beginning of a sentence as well, hence why we use the word fronted adverbial, okay? It won't ever be in the middle, it'll never be at the end, it'll always be at the front, okay? And we've got a sentence here with an example being used. So occasionally, the stars can be seen in the night sky, okay? As underlined, the fronted adverbial there is occasionally. And we have a comma that is being circled, okay, and that's really important because when we are writing fronted adverbials we need to make sure the comma comes directly after that because it shows the reader or yourself that the fronted adverbial has ended, okay. So a quick task then, just to do by yourself, and you can put this into your book and your work that you will upload to your portfolio later on. I've got 3 sentences here that I'm going to read out. Can you write them down or underline or just tell me in your book what the fronted adverbials are, okay? So sentence number 1 is over there, the boy stood and cried. Sentence number 2 is obviously angry, Mr. Spencer paced across the classroom. And sentence number 3 is next year things will be back to normal. I say rather hopefully. Remember to put your answers in your books or onto your portfolio, whichever way you are not used to doing that. Okay, it can be quite tricky sometimes to think of a really good fronted adverbial to use, okay? So I've attached here what you can see as a fronted adverbial word map, okay? And you'll notice that they have been categorized into 5 different types, okay? So you can delve further into how you can use these fronted adverbials. So as you'll be able to see from left to right, we have time fronted adverbials, frequency, place, manner, and possibility, okay? So in your first column of time, it will tell you around what time of day it might happen, okay? So for example, afterwards, on Tuesday, in January, immediately, okay? It's telling you around about the time when something is happening. Frequency is a second column, and that tells us generally how often something is happening, okay? So again, it could be often, weekly, twice a year, regularly, rarely, okay? All those refer to how often something is happening. Your middle column refers to place, so obviously this is where something will be taking place. For example, above the clouds, upstairs, far away, in the wooden box, okay? All those are place-related front adverbials. Your fourth column is manner, okay? So that's kind of how something is being done, okay? And you might, as you're able to notice, use some adverbs there to help you do that, okay? So for example, happily, awkwardly, nervously, unfortunately, okay? Anything, or even a couple of even a simile in there as well. So like or something, or as quick as a flash. And your last one is possibility, okay? So how likely is that something is going to happen, okay? So it could be that's perfectly confident. It could be to do with also how somebody might be feeling as well. So out of breath, perfectly confident, obviously angry, definitely confused. Okay, so possibility has quite a few different meanings there, but those are all very useful ones that you can use in your own writing. Okay, so you've been able to look back now and see what front adverbials are, how you can use them, got given some examples of them, how to write them. So it's now time for your task, okay? If you are wanting to choose bronze, okay, you'll notice that on the left there is a table with the headings of manner, time and place. And on the right you've got a group, or rather a large section of fronted adverbials, okay? All you need to do is copy those fronted adverbials into the correct columns on the table. Okay, fairly straightforward one there. If you are choosing silver, okay, you will see here it says when did it happen. So we're thinking of time fronted adverbials, okay? And all you've got to do simply there is you've got 8 sentences and 8 fronted adverbials in the box above. All you need to do is using each of them once, can you place those 8 fronted adverbials in front of those sentences to complete them. And if you want to choose gold and try and challenge yourself today, we have got a picture here, okay, that was taken at the London Marathon, okay, and using some of the fronted adverbials in the table below it, although you can use the word mat on the previous slide as well to help you write some extra ones if you'd so wish. I want you to write a description of that picture, okay, so try and make sure that every single sentence that you use has a fronted adverbial in there, okay? One sentence has been done for you just as an example, okay? You'll see that on the right hand side. On Sunday the 23rd of April, thousands of people hit the streets of London to take part in the annual London Marathon. You'll notice that the fronted adverbial separated by a comma and it is in bold just to highlight the fact that it is a fronted adverbial, okay? I look forward to seeing whichever work that you choose to do. Make sure you work really hard on this. Full sentences, capital letters, full stops, all checked properly. Okay? Well done.